So I was just watching old boxing knockouts, top 50 knockouts, top 10 knockouts, old fights, knockouts, Hearns versus Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard knocking people out with his vicious combinations, Rocky Marciano knocking people out, Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman knocking him out, Joe Frazier versus George Foreman. George Foreman knocking out Frazier. The list goes on, and or Duran versus Leonard, Duran versus Hearns. Like I said, these are like, and when I think of these old fights, and when I'm watching these knockouts, sure the knockouts. That's why I came to the video, because I want to see knockouts. But not only that, while I'm thinking to myself, I'm just thinking, wow, this was a good time. This was a great time for boxing, because not only did we see vicious knockouts and high drama in the ring and a very exciting fight, but we seen the best fighting the best. We see Muhammad Ali fighting Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali fighting George Foreman, George Foreman fighting Frazier, Duran versus Hearns, Duran versus Leonard, Leonard versus Hearns, Hearns versus Hagler. Just tons of great fights. And when you look at those eras, Muhammad Ali era, the heavyweight division era, you look at the Four Kings, the Duran, the Hearns, the Hagler, the Leonard, that era. Or even really back then, when boxing was more primitive in black and white videos of Rocky Marciano, that big Italian guy, what's his name? Camarera or something. And then you got Jack Dempsey, you got Floyd Patterson, all these old guys, Archie Moore, I know, just all these old, from the old black and white films. You look at all these great fights, because they pretty much, they had heart, and it was more primitive, because the rules, I seen when I was watching this video, guys were knocking people out of the ring. The guy would crawl back in the ring, he would get up right away, and the guy would just start attacking him right away again. And when the guy, or say other fights, the guy would be knocked down once, get up, knocked down twice, get up, and as soon as he gets up, the guy would just maul him again, and the fight wouldn't stop until the guy was just completely out. So, like, boxing back then was pretty intense too. But like I said, all these three eras, the old era, the Leonard and the Four Kings, the heavyweight era with Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Sonny Liston, all of these eras had something similar. They all fought the best, and we got the best fights. Oh, and I forgot to mention, in the old era, when it was still black and white films, Jack Sharkey. That's not his real name. He actually went by, forget his Lithuanian name right now. But yeah, I'm Lithuanian, and Jack Sharkey, that's the name he took up. He's in the heavyweight. He was a heavyweight, and he's in the Boxing Hall of Fame. Jack Sharkey, look him up. He's the only man to fight Jack Dempsey and, what's his name? Joe Louis. He's the only man to fight both of them. But he lost to both of them. But still, he's the only man to do it. He's in the Hall of Fame. And the guy, he was Lithuanian. So I gotta respect to that. Apparently, the guy, I seen some of his fights, the guy was a warrior. The guy had bad days, but when he had good days, he had really good days. But anyway, back to when I was watching these videos, I was just thinking to myself, look how great boxing was in those eras. The best fight, the best. And I kind of think of boxing today. I'm kind of think like, shit, it's not as good. But, and really when it's coming from someone who's living in this era, usually the person who's living in this era thinks their era is the best. But when you look back, it's not like they just had great fights, and the best fought the best. And like, not saying like this era has great fighters, like you have like Like, I think Manny Pacquiao is the best fighter that ever lived. Like, in his prime, he had everything: power, speed, footwork, aggressiveness, and he had the excitement, the everything. Complete fighter, inside the ring, outside the ring, entertainment-wise, he's complete fighter. Skill-wise, power, speed, everything. And I think he is the best, but really, when you look at this era, the best aren't fighting the best right now. But you can blame that to Al Heyman. You can blame Richard Schaefer. But definitely, it's not good for boxing what they're doing, because they're making it too much of a business, and they're not putting on the best versus the best. In this era, it was pretty much just Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., and then on the next level down, Miguel Cotto, people like that, and then everyone's below them. But in the eras back then, you had, like I said, Duran, Hearns, Hagler, Leonard. They were like all at the highest level. But in this era, there's only been two that have stand out: Floyd Mayweather Jr., Manny Pacquiao, and they didn't even fight each other. So really, it's kind of a disappointment when you think about it. You watch all these old classics, and you see the best fighting the best, and you watch it, and there's just two superior boxers at it, and when they clash, you don't know who's going to win. And that's what makes it exciting, because you're not used to seeing neither one of them lose, and then they clash, and then you see a great fight. But here, the best isn't fighting the best, and that's not just Pacquiao versus Mayweather. It's a lot of fighters not fighting each other. And you can blame the promoters for that, Al Heyman, for not letting it happen. But anyway, yeah, I just want to make a video saying that, it bugs me how the best aren't fighting the best. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think about this era of boxing, and what do you think the other eras of boxing? How do they compare? I think last year and this year, we've had good boxing. I'm not saying we've had really 2013 and 2014 have been two good years of boxing, and especially last year, really good year of boxing. But like I said, we've had competitive matchups like Cotto versus Martinez. Now that's what I like to see. Or what do you call it? There's other fights too, like Matisse and Molina. That's a good fight. Pacquiao versus Bradley. That's a good fight. So, but anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this topic. I want to see the best fighting the best. What do you think about this era? I think it's a good era, but like I said, we want to see the best fight the best.